Hello! Hello everyone, and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns! Today we have another Zelda 2 Randomizer, Max Rando Tournament 2022, Swiss Round 1, between Ellendar and Bob the Elder. I'm a scatterbrain, so we're starting early. Hi, chat!
Hello, hello! I am DM Stewart 1981. Alongside me in the booth is Star 1468.
Yes, hi, chat. We just started. I am a scatterbrain, and I am trying to catch up on the tracker. Jump Life and Spell are our starting items. We already have, and we're going.
Okay. And we have the Power Glove. I love the Power Glove. It's so bad. And the Any Key.
Yep. Power Glove, Any Key, Jump Life.
And we have Down Stab.
Yes, I do. A very nice find. I think it's a 6-gemmer, though. 4 lives, 6 gems. Shield is in Rando.
It's an unfortunate only 2 life to start with. That looks like
this seed, by the way, took ages to gen.
Okay, and that is... I do not recognize this cave that Ellendar is in. That's a raft. That is a raft for Ellendar.
Yes, it is. Good to find early. Karak has the trophy today.
Karak being 4?
Correct.
That's a great palace find.
6. And there's a raft tile just south of start, actually, as you see Rito.
And that is Saria. That's the water town of Saria that... No, that is Mido. There's beach town of Mido. And this cave I do recognize. This is the that's the passage. That's the vanilla passage to Palace 3 on Ellendar's side.
Yep.
Ellendar finds his way to Great Palace.
Yes, he does. And there's Mido on his end.
Yes, it is 6 crystal.
Here. Yep. 6 gems. This is a dried canyon biome, by the way. There's a cave.
Now Ellendar is going to be able to use that dock down there.
Yes, he will, because that is accessible with the raft, which reminds me to track it. Stuart, can you help me track items for Bob, since I think our tracker might be AWOL?
Yeah, I can...
Sorry, we are having a little bit of technical issues. I got lost on the way home from work, so it's been a little bit all over the place today for me. Vanilla Shuffled East here is fun.
Ah. Oh, that is interesting.
Yes, it is. Also, yeah.
Again, I do not recognize caves.
Yeah, you're alright. I got lost on the way home. This is your first time getting thumbs in a little bit. We'll manage. We'll learn. You'll pick it up quick. 6 gems trails.
The good news is it's like falling off a bicycle. Once you learn it, you'll never really forget how.
Nope. And you pick up on the changes fairly quickly. Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of the seed too, because it is a 6-gemmer.
Yeah, it's a 6-gem seed. We're gonna see probably the whole thing.
I think we probably will, yeah.
Ooh. The Darunia is only the orange Darunia is only giving 30.
I think you mean Dyrus, not Darunia.
Yeah, Dyrus. the axe murderers.
Yeah, they are starting with not a lot of health here, only 2 heart containers.
Yeah. But at least they have downstab.
Also, I erred. That's not the Dried Canyon West, that's a Caldera West. Mixed up the two, because that's a lake, which is fun. I mean, they might be close to go mode, we don't actually know right now.
Yeah, we don't really know, and because thunder may be a thing.
It very well might be. T-Bird does exist in these flags, but he is not forced to be on the path of Darkling. He just might find himself on the path anyway.
And that's Jump Cave.
Yep, good thing it's from, in the direction that doesn't give them an issue, since they don't have Jump. Or Fairy, I don't think.
I think they have at least Fairy. I think they have at least one of the two.
They might have Fairy. It's,
They have Jump.
Okay, they do have Jump, never mind. I think I'm just losing track a little today.
Hey, it's okay.
We have Bob, seeing the Caldera now. No, not tip it just yet.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that's bad enough at this that I consider the candle to be required. Because otherwise I don't. And that's the water town of Saria.
Yep.
We've got a King's Tomb. Helmet Head has a pea bag.
Well, I guess they're not digging that for the item. Doesn't get a magic jar here.
Okay, that's either 3 or 6 on Bob the Elder's side.
Yep, don't know which yet, because we don't have what side of the windows. Oh, that's a cave too, I think also the east. Can never really know for sure, but it looks like a cave to the east. I think, oh wait, no, that wouldn't be the east, actually, never mind, because east is Window Shelf. I don't think that was it. Wait, no. And there's also a bridge top on the southwest corner, so there's that.
And I think I might have tried to dive it just enough to find out which. Just enough to find out if it was 3 or 6.
I certainly see the best thing we could do. P-Bag, not great. We did not start with we only started with 2 items, the Any Key and the glove, so the fact that we're seeing numerous junk items necessarily means that there's probably not that many heart containers out there.
Oof. That's
I'm now starting to wonder
ugh.
how many heart containers there are in the seed, because there could be 0. This could be the 2 hearts is the 2 hearts they have.
And Trophy Cave.
Yep.
Trophy Cave there on Ellendar's side. Guess I remember more of the caves than I thought.
You definitely do, because you're not any worse than I am, at least. I suck at these.
And it's a 1,000 pea bag.
That is very nice.
I mean, if you're gonna get a pea bag, that's a pea bag to get.
Yes, it is.
It's a pseudo-vanilla. It's a pseudo-vanilla east because things are moved around.
Yeah, the basic layout's the same, but the landmarks got moved around.
And oh, that's the original. That's the pea bag cave that's south of Eastern in Vanilla. I recognize that one because when I used to try to run, and that's Boots.
Boots are a good
Das
find.
Boots.
Yep.
And New Kasuto over on Bob the Elder's side.
Yep. Yeah, Dragon Lord sprite is great. This green color, I'm not an enormous fan.
But they do have the spell, I think. That's thunder. That's cheap thunder.
That was a very good find. Ellendar here getting boots is good. He can check this cave X over this ways. Yeah, skipping Maze Island, I think that was the bridge connector. We'll see if he goes back. And okay, that cave is useless. This cave is not useless. Medicine Cave here, I think, is our final item on the west. So we've seen a peep raft, the magic jar, 2 pea bags, and a pair of boots. And our final item...
And I didn't see the...
Oh, flute.
That's a flute.
Good find. With a vanilla shuffled east, we do need... Three-eyed rock does definitely exist.
Oh, not enough magic to cast the spell.
Oof.
Oof, feels bad, man.
Yep. Going to dip into this bright orange palace, though.
And that is... Fairy Town.
Oh, nice, yeah. Fairy Town in... fairies in Nabur today.
Oof. This 2 health is not helpful.
No, it is not. They've gotten a decent amount of items, they've gotten a couple levels here and there, they just can't... just 2 heart containers is a bad day.
The things that they say in the, things that the people are saying, giving the spells.
Yep.
And that is a cave of some kind?
Sunken Peabag Cave on the Three-Eyed Rock. You can tell it because it goes down at the start, whereas the Peabag Cave goes up.
Well, okay. I can't tell the difference. I couldn't necessarily tell the difference between Sunken Peabag Cave and that's a cross.
That is a good find.
Sunken Peabag Cave.
Identify it is a Peabag Cave at least, yeah.
Well, I can identify it's Sunken Cave. Now that I see the second room, I can see that it's Peabag Cave. But there are 2 caves that start like that, and the other one's a pass through.
Well, I assume with Vanilla Shuffle, the Ellendar perhaps wouldn't have gone all the way through if it was the pass-through, at least not for the moment.
Okay.
Alright, Bob now taking a dip into this orange palace. Ellendar game over, died real fast and here decided to screw it.
I don't recognize this room at all.
I don't either. This might be in the community rooms. Because one of the things in 4.0 is they had a whole bunch of community rooms created by the community added to the randomizer, and some of them are fun, some of them are not so fun. I'm so used to 4.0, I have long forgotten what is and isn't the community room, because they're all just part of the randomizer by now, but you're gonna see a bunch of rooms you haven't seen before.
Noted.
GP is going to be fun, because there's some really interesting variants. This, by the way, somebody decided to be really mean, and create, this is a dead-end room in vanilla, but there is a community room that looks very similar, with a different enemy layout. You can tell it's the community room because there's only one enemy on the stairs. Different enemy layout is what distinguishes this pass-through room from the near-identical vanilla dead-end. That is, in fact, an actual pass-through.
And I did not notice I did not notice what Ellendar picked up out of the spell house. What was it?
No, that was the candle.
Ah.
Anyone catch how many jars it was? Yeah, candle's a good find for dark caves considering they have 2 heart containers. Berry in Naburu. And that was P5 in
5.
So Bob's gonna take a dip in, see how it is. Not a bad play.
Doesn't 5 require... oh, well, with the community rooms, it may or may not.
Yeah, and item blocks can now be in any palace as well. There can be no blocks, there can be any number of blocks. For Max Rando, we do have it set so that bosses do that to the rest of this palace. So bosses don't show up quite as early as they did in the standard tournaments. Because one of the new flags in 4.0, Stuart, is that bosses don't have to be the end of the palace anymore. There can be more of the palace behind the boss. The boss can be the first room in the palace, in fact.
Oh, that's
which
disgusting.
In Max Rando, when you can get, which is kind of a bummer in Max Rando when you can get a 0 or 2 gemmer seed or whichever, and your palaces take all of 2 seconds. That's why TH turned that flag off for these for this tournament.
That's mildly disgusting.
Yeah, that's a crabby, lousy spot for a palace.
Okay, we had 3. We had either 3 or 6. This is the other one.
Correct. This one's a very bright shade of pink.
And the dropper enemy is the 30 health or 30 XP orange iron knuckles.
Yeah, not a fantastic deal. At 334, I don't think anyone's gonna bother with it.
And that's a room 5. That's a P5 room.
Rooms can also now appear in any palace without any real restriction with 4.0.
Obviously I got that from P5 room showing up in 3 or 6.
Yeah. I feel like this room usually shows up in P5.
That P3 room and that P3 room on Bob the Elder's side.
Yep. Yeah, no sign of windows yet in this bright pink palace. Small mercies, at least they have, they do at least have the any key, so palace digs aren't quite as sucky.
But they only have 2 health.
Yeah, not quite as sucky. They still suck! They just aren't quite as sucky.
It's Mega Mate, sir. Ooh. The dropper drops Bob the Elder into the liquid hot magma. And Bob heads through Jump Cave.
And Ellendar takes a look at that room and decides to update. I think he was close to another death. 4 lives, really? Generally, you'd rather have 4 heart containers than 2 lives instead of 2 lives and 4 heart containers, though both suck.
Yeah.
Well, the 4... Usually, well, if you find more hearts, 2 hearts and 4 lives, it's a better start, but this still is bad.
But it's looking like we're not gonna find a lot more hearts.
We've gotten a lot of junk. This is a custom room that can be that end or the item room, which in this case is a P-bag. Brilliant. And this is P3 for those windows.
Yep.
So P6 was the bright orange palace over on the west, or the other bright orange palace on the west, because P5 is also pretty orange.
And we've got a boss. We've got Rebo.
Ooh. Also, Ellendar didn't turn off the flashing upon death. That's a flag you can set. My eyes! Because we're getting a lot of flashing. Epilepsy warning to everyone. Hey, whenever Ellendar dies, we're getting a lot of flashing. Hey Sparkles, it's a full 6 gem seed. They're doing everything. Not 2 heart containers, apparently.
Oof.
Oof. One
This
from
Rebo
there.
is...
Rebo's tough,
Rebo
man.
is taking Rebo's taking a lot of damage.
It is, and it's doing a lot of damage. One hit knocked off a bar and a half of health there. Alright, chat should be able to hear us again. Sorry about that. Technical issues. The bot just quit out of here for some reason. It's back.
So we have P4 plus another palace in Valley of Death.
Yep. Alright, chat, thank you for confirming that they can hear us now. Fantastic. This should be the... this is the flute now for Patrick. Not Patrick, Ray. This is flute now for Bob.
Bob. But what about Bob? And... yeah, Ellendar going back through the pass-through cave. This has been kind of disgusting so far.
2 Arts has been a really bad day, and not too surprising the Vanilla Shuffle East, where both of the connectors were in the southern part. You had to get the flute that was boots locked to get up here. Ellendar being super cautious with his MOA. I don't know how much the red ones do, but the blue ones are doing a heart apiece, and Ellendar has got no health at all. Yep!
Yep, there we go.
We're going to have to ask them in the interview how many deaths they had at the end, because I think the answer is a lot.
I'm not even keeping count.
Neither am I.
Oh, that spider does a full heart of damage at life 5.
I think they'll, even though they have 2 heart containers, I think also just life is not very effective today. And another
that's... It's at least 1,000. It's at least worth 1,000.
Yeah. More concerningly, though, that's something like our 5th P bag of the seed or something like that.
Yeah, somewhere in there. At least 3. I can recall at least 3.
We saw 2 in the west. This is our first in the east, and we know of at least 2 in palaces. I believe. And there's only, I think, there's only like 3 or 4 junk items in the vanilla item pool. When combined with us starting with the Glove and Any Key, that's 2 additional junk items, but this is like the max amount of P-bags you can find before we start removing heart containers from the pool. And just the fact we've seen this many P-bags early means that there probably are heart containers removed from the pool.
And this is Bob the Elder into... Is this Rebo Palace?
This is 6.
No, this is 6.
Yep, it's a darker orange in P5, and you can, and the bridge and the tile texture is distinct. I have a notes sheet going. Tell me keeps track. I forgot to link this for you because last minute stuff. Hey Starball,
Right.
Yeah, there's a 2 heart seed. I don't think I'm getting extra heart containers. There might be 1 in the seed or something. It's not the full 8 for sure. Oh, and actually, no, that was the dead end variant of that room. Never mind. I thought that was the pasture variant of that room, but I guess I'm wrong. Whoopsies. Oh no, I was trying to remember where the water tile, how to get to the water tile. I didn't think that quite counted as 2 enemies on the steps. It might have just been scatterbraining. Right, thanks, Patrick. Oh, 2 enemies on the steps is the pass, so I got it backwards.
Aha.
Yeah, 2 minutes until the mercy rule expires. Neither of them have asked for it, and I don't think they will at this point.
What? Okay, I'm not familiar with that. What is the mercy rule?
If the seed really, really, really sucks and both runners don't feel like playing it anymore, they can request. If they both
request
agree to a reroll within the first 30 minutes,
Okay.
they can get it.
They can request a reroll, okay. And we do not have upstab. We just have downstab.
Correct.
Well, this was the first that I noticed that I was sure a runner tried for it, so.
This is P2, by the way, for Ellendar, this dark red here, also in the Valley of Death. Oh, it's in the this room is disgusting. Yeah.
Ouch.
I'm impressed he's gotten through that. Also, the lag's insane.
Ouch. That. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. That room was completely disgusting.
Yeah, that
This
was
seed
bad.
has been disgusting so far.
It has. I see
This
why
is-
it took like a minute to generate on the randomizer. Like, sometimes the randomizer generates a seed quickly, and sometimes it takes a while because it gets stuck on something. I can see why this one got stuck. Usually it gets... This one qualifies as quite terrible.
This is what I have wanted. This is what I have come to expect from Max Rando.
Yep, this is what you want, what you expect out of Max Rando, not whatever it was we got earlier. That race was fun and absurd.
But then again, I'm also the guy that plays Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer with Warmech Unleashed. So Warmech in every encounter. Warmech in every encounter zone. Okay, yes, that's the other way.
I assume that's a bad time?
Yeah, Warmech in Final Fantasy 1. Every Final Fantasy has that boss that's harder than the last boss. Warmech, that's Warmech.
Ah, in other words, you are masochistic and give yourself a really hard flag.
But the benefit of that is that Warmech, especially if you can get it quick off of a hard reset, is your grind.
Oh, nice.
It is massive amounts of experience.
Yeah, not too surprising if it's the hardest boss of all the bosses.
Oh!
Ooh, Ellendar getting hit by a bubble and
that's a bubble. That's a bubble drop into the lava.
Yep. I think, okay, almost did it again, but saved himself this time. That might be a community room, I don't actually remember, but enemies can really suck in some of these.
That is definitely a community room. That is not in one of the vanilla dungeons.
Yeah. Alright, that is not the pass-through wall variant of that room.
We know that because it doesn't because the statue has a jar in it.
Well, Ellendar also just turned around. I actually don't remember what the other indication is, but I assume that. Alright, doing some dodging of that bubble coming back, because this room sucks in both directions.
Clearly.
After dealing with this fun, Bob, I'm thinking Patrick, that's probably because he's typing in chat. Bob having some fun in this room. Ah, that's a Death Mountain room transplant, thanks. Enemy set in jar, thank you, Mirai. Mirai here actually put together a guide, which I need to look at again, about how to identify community rooms of various types. And hey, here's Helmet Head.
And as much as Rebo had a whole lot of extra health, Helmet Head was the opposite. And there is 2 crystals placed for Ellendar.
Bob is still working on his first. This P5 is not being nice. Getting whacked by that Wizrobe.
Well, it's Wizrobes.
And hey, welcome in ZSR2, rating with a party of 178. Welcome into our OTR raiders. You guys probably know me more from OTR, but welcome into the other game I commentated a lot. Z2R.
Right.
We've got ourselves a Max Rando tournament race here. This tournament just started, the second race so far. The first one was just earlier today. It is a 6-gem seed. Feel free to ask questions, because Z2R and OTR are very different games. Ignore the bot, it's malfunctioning.
Yes, this is the kind of, as I said earlier, this is the kind of seed that I've come to expect from Max Rando.
Yes, indeed, a classic troll. Basically, it's 6 gems, so they need to do all the dungeons. Max Rando can have you beat no dungeons or all the dungeons. They have a decent amount of items.
Or anything in between.
They have a decent number of items, they have a decent number of magical They have some of the more useful magical spells, but the biggest problem by a lot this seed is they only have 2 heart containers. This is the only 2 heart containers they're getting, apparently. P2's item was hinted to be a P. So he's skipping it.
Okay, and Ellendar heading into P4.
Yep.
No reflect, though. No reflect, which means... And...
Reflect is either Darunia or Old Kasudo, I think, at this point. They don't know where the child is, and they don't know where either of those 2 towns are. I don't know if fire is linked to anything. I don't remember if they have fire.
They do have fire.
Oh wait, never mind. Reflect is Darunia, thank you. Yeah, I lost track. I forgot we got fire out of Old Kasudo. I don't know what fire is linked to offhand, though. But we also, as we haven't found Darunia, we don't know where the child is. It might well be here in P4.
No, we got a hint that Karok has a pea bag.
Did we? Okay, I thought we saw held ahead, but it might have been Karok.
No, it was Karok. It was Karok has the pea bag.
Alright, so we actually don't know P2's item then, and I'm scatterbraining, but I think Ellendar just didn't feel like going through that further. Here's a fairy block. Zelda 2, The Adventures of Lag. You're not wrong. This is definitely quite a bit of lag. To our raiders, we are...
That's trophy. That's trophy, so maybe I was wrong.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was P-Bag, and we might have seen a hint for a trophy in 4 then, yeah. Because we did see, because they might have read the hint for a trophy. Trophy is lacking, I think, the life spell today? I don't even remember.
But they have...
They started with it. So they don't really need it, I think. So Ellendar's not going to go hunting for it.
Wait, am I sure that this is P4?
Yes, this is P4. I'm pretty sure this is P4. We know that this is in Valley of Death, and that the other is, and that P1 has to be in the Maze Island, which we haven't actually seen yet. I think it's a connector cave to it.
Okay.
But I don't know where that connector cave is.
And we have a heart container.
Ooh,
we have a heart container out of, that's
this is 6.
6.
That is a fantastic find for Bob. Considering how terrible this seed's been, he wants that. And it's gonna make his life easier in the other palaces too, because increasing your health by 50% is no joke.
No, it isn't. Yeah, that is accurate. That is a very accurate statement.
And decides that he doesn't feel like clearing out the rest of Sus for the moment. I can't.
Yes, I'm I guess still used to the older flags that were the towns couldn't switch. The towns on the west side of the map had to be the vanilla west side towns.
They are still that way, by the way.
Okay, That is still the case?
Yeah. I think there's something about the way they're coded that means that they can't be changed right now.
Okay. That didn't have all the community rooms and didn't change around dungeon rooms.
Yeah, this version of the randomizer definitely is a bit of a trip.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing.
But it does take some getting used to. You're doing great, though. I still sound like an idiot a decent chunk of the time. I mean, map rando, room rando, getting lost is normal. Don't get lost IRL, though. That's what I ended up doing earlier today, as I got severely lost getting home from work, because I recently moved and I'm still learning to a new city, so I'm still learning how to get around, and I got lost getting home. I was supposed to be helping out the restream for the early race, but, got lost, so that did not happen. Don't do this IRL, people.
Random aside, speaking of moving to new towns, I found out that one of my randomizer friends, one of my randomizer restream type friends, just recently moved to right across town from me.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I get it. Going to a new town. Does Death Mountain still exist?
It does.
Is there still a guaranteed item in Death Mountain?
There are still 2 guaranteed items in Death Mountain.
Yeah,
the landmarks still exist. Bob is in fact in Death Mountain right now. That's Spectral Rock on to his left. And this is a Caldera Death Mountain. Caldera is a description of all the diomes in the crash course I sent you, but
yes.
Caldera is distinguished by having a big old lake in the middle.
Yep.
It's a variant of the volcano biome, which is a pass-through crater in the middle of the map that divides the 2 halves normally. Sometimes the passers with the passer on each side leading to each side of the map, sometimes the passers glitch out, so the caldera/crater isn't an actual pass-through area, but usually there's 2 passers on each side leading to the different halves of the continent.
Now, of course, we don't yet have a hammer.
That is AWOL. We have no idea where it is.
But it could be in Death Mountain.
It could be. Could be vanilla.
We could have vanilla. We could have French vanilla hammer.
It would be a vanilla hammer in Hammer Cave. Spectral Rock is Hammer Rock.
And ouch.
Ouch. Yeah, even in 4.0, all the landmarks still exist, but their locations.
And we do have Reflect, and there's Karok.
I think that's Fire Reflect then, because I definitely
yes,
didn't have it.
It's Fire Reflect.
Good find. Also, hey TH there in chat, Z2R admin. Among others, Tanner and everyone else.
There's 3 gems placed for Ellendar.
Yep, definitely plugging through the seed. 44 minutes, kind of slow for Max Rando, but it's also just been a pretty horrendous seed.
Yeah, this has been an adventure. This has been a thing. Oof. I know this cave.
Ellendar's not going to be the Peltals of West yet. They are 5 and 6, which take forever and are pretty bad, so he's gonna look for his I'm not sure actually what he's looking for on the east here. He might be looking for Darunia for upstab. He might be looking for a way to Maze Island though, because there is the connectors are anything goes, so bridges can go any direction. Any type of connector can connect any two continents, and there can be as many as 4 continental connectors on the same continent. But there will always be two caves, 1 bridge, and 1 raft. So we had the raft going between the west and the east, we had the bridge going between the west and the east, and we also have a cave going from the west to Death Mountain, which means that there must be a cave going from somewhere to Maze Island. Where is that cave? Who knows? Here's Old Kasuto. And hey Trez, you're awake! Thanks for fixing the bot. You might need to make sure the YouTube recording's accurate after this though, because I goofed earlier. Also good at bad, Trez. Thanks for fixing that. Wasn't sure why the bot was malfunctioning earlier, but it's back.
And there's a town.
Should be Darunia by my count. Not too far from its original location.
Yep.
And hey, I can count.
That is Denver.
Yes, it is. So we'll get upstab here, and I think Bob should be finding its connection to Maze Island here soon then, because it doesn't look like it's in the east, and I don't think it's in the west. So, I think the cave to Maze Island is in Death Mountain somewhere. Unfortunately, it's Death Mountain, and a caldera one at that, so there's no quick way around here. Wasted your time. We'll find out if upstab's a waste of time.
And this is Hammer Cave for Bob.
It is. We'll see what the item is here. Is this a vanilla hammer? We don't actually need this item, but it might be a heart container, which would be fantastic at this point.
And our item is a pea bag.
Of course. I seriously suspect that the only item, there's only one heart container in the seed, and Bob got lucky to find it.
Oof. That is just disgusting. Although Ellendar's heading into the dungeon that's got that heart container.
Yes, he is. So hopefully Ellendar will run across this heart container, because that's going to make life a lot easier for him. And Bob is back out of the Death Mountain. He did not find.
Yeah, he up-a'd out.
Yeah.
Bob up-a'd out of the pea bag.
Yeah. This should be P6 trails. P5 has is also orange, but has a different texture on the tiles. There's no way to verbally describe it, but it is distinct. This is P3 for Bob. Also, Stuart, I forgot to link this to you earlier, but I posted in our internal channel my notes sheet of things. We know there doesn't 6, 6, 7, and 2 hearts, but if you wouldn't mind getting a third.
Yeah.
Because even life 8's only going to do so much when you have 2 hearts.
Yeah. Life 8's nice, but 2 hearts is 2 hearts. This is...
Yeah, not gonna be a sub-hour. I don't even know if it's gonna be super close, cause Yowp? This is not going to be I don't think this is going to be close to a sub-hour, honestly, Trails, because it's going to take Ellendar a good couple minutes to get through this P5. To P6, sorry, Bob did not manage to clear this earlier. P5 I don't think looks nice either when they went in earlier. And we haven't even seen Maze Island, never mind P1. Usually shorter, but it's still it's still to get there.
We still have to get there. We still have to get to Maze Island, so...
And that apparently requires digging out Death Mountain to some degree. Who knows where in Death Mountain? That's always fun.
Oof. And that is a bridge of death.
Yes, it is. And then GP is going to be GP.
Well, yeah, GP is cracking too.
Yeah. And this is going to be at least an hour. I think it's going to be closer to an hour 10 at least, depending on how terrible the remaining couple of palaces end up being. Because Bob was not actually able to find Barba in here earlier. He did a lot of this palace too, and he did not find Barba.
Yeah. Bob did a lot of this palace, found a heart container, which we are speculating may be the only heart container in the seed.
It sure feels like it, at least.
Ellendar with no health.
Nope. And he didn't turn off his flashing on death, but he at least turned off the low health sound, which is good, because otherwise we'd be hearing it all the time. One of the classics of Max Rando is when it's a one-heart seed and you just hear beep the entire race.
Oh. I've commentated one or two of those. I think I commentated one of those with you, Trails.
And that's an update. Gonna try again.
And that's a pee bag.
Yeah, we have moments at times. Lovecraftian story time came out of last year's Max Rando tourney. Chroma may or may not have gone off on a bit of a tangent.
And bobtheelder finds his way to Rebo.
This was not fun earlier for Ellendar.
This was a...
It's probably going to also be not fun here.
Rebo has a whole lot of health.
Yeah, it does look like Bob can take more damage at life 5 and 3 hearts, which is good, because Ellendar was on 2-hit KO range earlier. Unfortunately, Bob is also doesn't have much attack, and this Rebo kind of sucks. Very, very tanky.
This Rebo can take a licking and keep on kicking.
Oh, for sure. Ellendar is still plucking through this P6 as Bob takes another death. And P6 is definitely being a P6. It sucks. Yep. He's not too far from the heart container now, I think. That room before this will look familiar, and so does this. Jackhammer is going to be a big part of taking down this Rebo if Bob can manage it. It's a little bit hard to tell how well it's working when you've got a sprite like this, which has a not so obvious downstab animation. Basically, it's just stomping on the enemy. Oh, hey, here's Barba, actually.
Ooh. But is Ellendar going to Barba's going down pretty quick.
Attack 6 not for doing pretty good damage. Bob has decided he's gonna come back
Bob,
later to Rebo.
nope. Out of Rebo. I don't blame him.
I don't either. But actually, since Ellendar did find Barba before the heart container, I suspect he probably won't be getting it. He can do without, but it will be interesting to see.
It will be tough. But that is 4 gems for Ellendar.
It is. He's gonna go for P5 here in the Caldera next, and then I think he's gonna look for... I think he's going to go dig Death Mountain after that. The Connector Cave to Death Mountain, I think, is in the western half of the western continent. Other side of the Caldera. And I think he should know by now that that his connector to Maze Island has to be in Death Mountain.
Yes, and yes, Ellendar back into P5.
Bob not taking the connector on the water tile, which is unfortunate because I believe that's their only way over to P4 because of the way the Vanilla Shuffle decided to be horrendous with the Valley of Death. Because I think P4 is in the Vanilla GP location, and the connector cave to that bit is on the water tile, basically. And Bob skipped it.
And...
let's see how P5 goes for Ellendar, because Bob did not manage to clear this out earlier, and this didn't look very nice, I don't think.
But with 677, it's going to be a lot different than... Yeah, this was the room.
Yeah, this room sucks, as you can tell with the drippers and everything. You fall in the lava a lot, it's best to just ferry through. Though as a note, Fairy's taking out almost 3 full magic bars here on the Magic 7, which is a pretty big ouch. There should still be 8 full magic jars in the seed, we just haven't seen them. Anyhow, here's actually Guma. Not as bad as I thought. Decent.
And not ridiculously high health.
Guma's going down reasonably quickly for a Guma, yeah.
There goes Guma. There's 5. There's 5 palaces for Ellendar.
Yep, now it's time to go dig Death Mountain to go find Maze Island, because
that's where P1 is.
Yep.
And yes, Trails, I am well aware that you are a Guma fight enthusiast.
Very much so. That has not changed in the years. Is Maze Island on the East Trails? I didn't see it over there, but apparently he thought that he saw it, because I thought it was. I didn't remember seeing it. Doesn't have to be with Vanilla Shuffled. I always forget. So the maps can get a little stupid at times. We'll figure it out for Ellendar, though. Dealing with these lovely set of enemies. Excellent, very clearly.
And there's old Kasuto.
And if I'm wrong, Ellendar is heading over here? Yeah. Having to think about which path to take. Okay, Pedro clarifying the bridge has to be in Vanilla Shuffled East, but doesn't have to go to Maze Island. Gotcha. We have seen the bridge tile. That is in fact this for Ellendar. I'm not actually sure what it is. A connector cave to Maze Island. We have seen the other connect. We have seen both of the. We have seen the raft tile, the bridge, and the other connector cave. But this connector cave, I'm not sure where it is.
Oh, that's screen wrap.
Yeah.
Now the other question is, do we need the
We need what?
Yes, this is a full 6, Slamu.
Yep.
This is a full 6 gemmer.
Yep. Otherwise, Ellendar would be in GP right now, but he has to find his way to Maze Island. Okay, I slightly misplaced where P4 was, but yeah, this water tile was apparently it looks like it might have been the only way into it. I'm not sure what this pass-through goes. This is not the connector to Maze Island, because that's an immediate warp and not this. Also, happy 1 hour, everyone. Oh, that's a dead end. Okay, figures.
So I will. So I'll remind people, you should follow these runners. You should absolutely follow our runners. And I will say, I will also thank BKPKT Patrick and my co-commentator Star 14681. They are awesome folks, and you should follow them too.
And shoutouts to you too, Stuart, picking up comms for the first time in a while. It's been good fun so far.
It has. It has. I've missed getting to do. I've missed Zelda Land comms.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back.
Okay. Ellendar looking around, trying to find that Maze Island.
Yeah. I believe we've seen every cave in the west, and I think we've seen everything in the east. But I don't know if Ellendar. I don't know for sure. Per my earlier Ira escapade, my sense of direction is hot garbage. So and it applies just as much in game. I have to take extensive notes to identify where things are. Well, I may have lost track of a cave somewhere that links to Maze Island. No trails. It is not a bridge tile. It is a cave that leads to Maze Island. I think it's in Death Mountain somewhere by process of elimination. It's not in the west. I'm pretty sure we've seen every cave there, and I think we've seen every landmark in the east. I could be wrong.
No one's tried the bridge tile at P5 though.
The one up at the north end of the continent?
Vanilla P5.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Stuart, even with these flags in this version of the randomizer, there are always going to be only one bridge tile and one raft for connectors. We've already seen both the bridge tile and the raft. They link the west and the east. There are 2 connector caves. We have seen one that links the west and Death Mountain. The other connector cave must be the one. There was a Death Mountain connector in the west, yes. Somewhere on the western half of the west, I believe. I think the cave to east to Maze Island is somewhere over there. Because it's not this. There is only one connector on. No, there's the east links to the west twice. Trails, bridge, and raft.
Oh.
Yeah, there's 3 connectors in the west. There's the bridge and the raft to the east. There's a cave to Death Mountain, and then the remaining connector cave has got to be in Death Mountain, because I think we've seen every other cave in the west and the east. Unfortunately, it's a really sucky dig to dig a Caldera Death Mountain for 1 cave.
Yeah, this has been an impressive seed as far as difficulty.
Yeah, this has been pretty miserable. As Bob takes another game over, this seed has not been kind. Okay, Trails confirming it's in Death Mountain. Okay, yeah, figured. My sense of direction has not gotten broken, but yes.
This is... Oh. Yeah, this has definitely been a thing.
Has Ellendar forgotten he saw a cave to the Death Mountain? Because he's just rechecking every square inch of the east right now, and he was checking most of every square inch of the eastern half of the west before this. I'm pretty sure Ellendar did at least see Death Mountain.
And Ellendar up-A's and heads back to the west continent.
I think he has to go to Death Mountain now. If he has lost track of Death Mountain connector, he is going to realize that if he goes back to the east, this
could be bad.
This is not it. Trail's making a good point that Willow Shuffle East always has 2 connectors and only 2 connectors, and I think Ellendar at least saw Death Mountain. Oh, he's using this as a faster way to the western tip of the west. That's not too bad, actually.
That is actually a good idea.
Now, he's going to find Death Mountain here again. If he didn't see it earlier, he will now. And he should go through it by now. He's done everything else. This is the Caldera connector. Ellendar. It's one of these 2. Not that. And not that. Apparently my memory sucks.
Might be this one.
Nope.
No?
This does feel bad for Ellendar, who's combing every square inch of both continents looking for this connector that isn't here.
Home the desert.
Okay, it has to be that then, because I think it's the only cave left in this place. Hey. Alright, so this is the western side of Death Mountain. Bob took a good look around here earlier, did not see the connector, but it's one cave in all of Death Mountain. We have no idea which side of Death Mountain it's on. We have no idea how we get there. It's just going to be wandering, and more wandering, and hope you find the right path, because he could be here a while. Currently 1 hour and 9 minutes.
And
here's Barba for Bob. Let's see how he holds up for this.
Well, as I recall, Barba did not have a lot of health.
Yeah. Even on attack 4, it seems to be doing some damage here. For all that he's gotten no gems placed, I don't blame him. This seed's been pretty rough, and I know Bob's a newer runner. He hasn't done terribly, because this seed is just bad, honestly, especially if you're newer.
Yeah, this seed has just been awful.
Alright, it looks like Ellendar has given up on the western half of Death Mountain, is now heading east. One of the changes I haven't mentioned yet. It's hard to tell because of today's map, Stuart, but one of the changes in 4.0 is that connector caves can now lead in the direction they point at. so they actually make sense. So you can actually eliminate some caves based on that. I don't even know why Ellendar went there. Okay, that was definitely a dead end.
And that's gonna do for that's gonna do for Barba.
Yeah, GG is gonna be his first gem here in Hour 10. Considering how terrible this seed is, I don't blame him.
There's gem number 1.
Palace. Yeah. He's explored a good couple palaces. He's in a spot to just like clear a bunch of palaces really quickly here as he gets a couple more levels. And Ellendar is having a fun day in Death Mountain. I don't think he can walk that. Nope, that is the edge of the map. I'm just heading for P5 now.
Ooh, this has not been. I'm glad I'm not running this, because
this is pretty atrocious, yeah.
Yeah.
And in case you haven't noticed that this, with the caldera, generally the west and eastern sides won't link to each other directly.
Other than through the caldera.
Yeah. So you are limited somewhat. It helps with exploration, but it can get a little funky to keep track of where you are. Sometimes the game glitches out and links the two sides anyhow, but usually they're only connected by way of the caldera. And hey, you're learning fast! Volcano biomes are also similar. They're like the caldera, but salt lake without the lake.
But without the lake in the middle. Well, I kind of gathered that one. I kind of gathered that one from the name.
And volcano biomes you tend to spot early because there's a lot of lava just randomly all over the place.
Again, that makes a whole lot of sense.
So yeah, there are, I guess, since you've got a moment here while there are folks around this Death Mountain, there are different biomes. So there's straight vanilla, vanilla shuffled, which is probably what you're familiar with from the older versions of Randomizer, where it's just like anything goes, just there's like
see, I'm used to proc gen. I'm used to what they call proc gen overworld, where the overworld is completely randomized.
Well, I meant from older versions of Z2R, vanilla shuffled is basically what it used to be.
Where you have the vanilla map, but the actual caves are shuffled.
No, that's vanilla. Vanilla shuffled. Sorry, vanilla like is the one that's close. Oh,
and
hey,
we've got Maze Island.
Finally. Ellendar is gonna go for this item, but sorry, vanilla shuffled is the one that we have in the east today. Vanilla like is the one from older versions of Z2R.
Okay.
Usually there's like long valleys just leading places, there's a mix of all types of terrain. Island biome is exactly that, island. It's very distinctive and easily identifiable. Pretty self-explanatory, absolutely awful without boots, not too bad with them.
And we have Ellendar in P1.
Yep, pretty green color here. We've seen that canyons, it can be either, so like there's basically one long valley running either generally north, south, or east, west, with stuff on either side. You can get a regular canyon, which has a river going through the entire middle and a couple bridges crossing it. Or you can get a dried canyon, where the water is gone and you just have bridges in the middle of nowhere on dry land. Regular canyons kinda suck. Dried canyons are the nicest biome in the game. And then we've seen the caldera and that we've mentioned the volcano, and then the final biome in 4.0 Stewart is the mountainous biome. There's like little pockets of land separated by connector caves just spread out all over the place.
Oh.
Mountainous biomes can be very annoying because getting between the different pockets is hard, and there can be pockets you can't see until you just randomly stumble across them. It's also just annoying to go through a million pass-through caves in the mountainous biome.
Well, yeah, pass-through caves are annoying.
Yeah. And you'll get to see all of them. A lot of these biomes make a lot more sense once you get to look at what they look like. Not the same room in different palaces here for Ellendar and Bob. This is Same type of room, just different colors.
Different colors, different enemy sets.
Yep. And a question from chat, where are people playing? I assume both Ellendar and Bob are playing from their home. They are streaming to their personal Twitch channels, and then we are capturing their Twitch feeds to bring to you the stream.
And here's a horse head.
And by horse head.
There went a horse head. that was almost as fast as a Lich 1 fight.
I think that was a 2-hit KO there, really quick.
Lich 1 in the FF1R community is known as the speed bump.
Nice.
And what are these voices? These voices are I am DM Stewart 1981.
Yep, and I am Star1468. We are two people who are also sitting at home, I assume, just chatting about the seed, where they're going, what they're doing. Ellendar entering GP at an hour 16:33.
And let's see how long GP is going to be.
Kind of a not great yellow-green color here. Got ourselves a lovely orange chicken knight. They're as fun as they've always been, by the way.
Yeah.
Randomizer has not changed that, they still suck.
Grand Palace in Baby Puke Orange. Or Baby Puke Yellow.
That's one way to describe it, yes. Ooh, this blue chicken knight being rude.
Blue Chicken Knight is Blue Chicken Knight.
Yep. Oh, there's gonna be some fun community rooms in here. There was a load of really interesting ones that got added in 4.0. I'll point out them as we see them. This is one of them.
That's one of them.
This one's really annoying because it lets enemies like that blue chicken knight get at you before you can escape. I decide to turn around in that room.
Let's say that looked suspiciously like Big Bot Room.
Might be, yeah.
Okay, I do recall on Bob's side that Guma was on the other side of this room. Somewhere.
Ellendar is going to go left now, has to deal with this lovely piece of this lovely specimen of poultry. And another one, yikes. And here's the Eon Drop. This is an original room, complete with a regular spicy chicken. Nice save.
Complete with hot wings.
Yep. And here's Guma. That's a dead end, Ellendar. That has not changed. There are mirrored and non-mirrored versions of that room, but that is still a dead end in both versions, mirrored or not. I think that was either a loop or a dead end. Guma being fairly tanky here on attack 5. Okay, chat confirming it was a loop, thank you. GP can get very, very loopy. We've seen runners spend upwards of 40 minutes in GPs before on 4.0. There was one GP last year that was so bad both runners forfeited out of the disaster.
Ooh. That's...
I think it was low lives, low stats, an ugly as heck layout. It was not a fun time. Like they... Oof. Ellendar taking a death here.
Oh,
yeah, that okay. Yeah, the Lovecraftian story time was a clip from that scene where both forfeited because the comms got a little bit bored watching them do the GP for 40 minutes or whatever it was. More chicken nights. This ain't happening. Nope. is stand for Bob.
I'm gonna guess that this has got to be the right way to go.
I think it is.
With as awful as this room is.
This GP is fantastic, yes, Mirai.
Yeah, this GP is absolutely fantastic.
Hey JD Silvergun. Oh, and that's a fairy lock too. JD, I would recommend watching this back. This seed's been atrocious.
Yeah, it's been. This seed has been pretty exceptional.
Oh, and actually, never mind. That's a dead end. Out he goes. All variants of that with the varyingly spaced like blocks, basically, and a couple.
They're all dead ends.
They're all dead ends. That has not changed. Both there is the vanilla and there's a community variant. I think that might have been one of the community variants, but it is a dead end, guaranteed.
Now, isn't there one of those rooms that looks like it's just the elevator shaft that has a secret passage in it?
Might be, I've forgotten. Also, we've got a traditional waffle room. First waffle pretty nice, second waffle pretty nice. These can suck. A lot.
They can suck when they're chicken and waffles.
Yeah. Regular waffles are fine, like this, and you just got a couple minor enemies like that. Up the elevator we go. And yeah, BXR, I am infamous for rolling terrible seeds. I even have an emote for it. This is definitely it. Considering how the first seed of the tournament went earlier, it's fitting that this one's an absolute disaster.
And thank you for the raid, Malcrios.
Raiding with a party of 7, welcome in to the tail end of a Z2R Max Rando tournament seed here. This seed sucks.
You sure about that? Although we've got a Thunderbird. We've got a Thunderbird sighting.
We do. I mean, he still has to take a death to get his magic back, because Thunder's too expensive. I'm not sure what it costs, but it's not 0. Oof, Thunder's his entire magic bar at Magic 7.
Nope, Thunder plus Shield is.
Ah.
Because Ellendar did get Shield off. Didn't need it, but did get it. That was a nice T-Bird fight. I will agree, Sparkles.
And yeah, this race is over. I think it's been over for a while, unfortunately. This has just been a terrible seed for poor Bob, as Ellendar takes another death. Yowp. Avoid this giant bubble.
Yes, there is one other possibility, and that is left out of the Eon drop.
Oh, this is a fun room. So this is a fairly skippable upstab block community room. This one's a little easier to do the upstab block skip on due to the layout, because upstab, because well, just look at this layout. Ooh, red chicken night.
That's a spicy meatball.
Yes, it is. Gets it to jump over him. Nicely done. Gets hit. Doesn't fall in the lava, though. That's good. Some people are absolutely diabolical with these community rooms. That crumble bridge in the middle of that room just is a real troll. This room is similar, but a little different.
That was almost disgusting.
Yep. Ooh, spicy chicken.
Ooh, hot wings.
And that's the last of his magic on this life. And this is a dead end. Not the dead end. There is a dead end variant, but I lost track. Here's Darklink.
We got Darklink.
Finally.
Darklink at 125. 125.10.
Yep.
Ellendar cannot take another hit.
Nope.
That'll do. That'll do it. GG's, get your GG's out in chat for Ellendar. Ellendar complete with a time of 125.45.
GG's. And Bob has understandably decided, I quit.
Yes, Bob the Elder has had enough.
I
do not blame him.
This seed was bad. I would not call a 125 and almost a sub-hour trail.
Only trails would do that.
It's several different things, but an almost sub-hour is not one of them. Anyhow, we will be getting Ellendar in for an interview. I'm just looking to see if Bob will join us. Hey,
GG
Ellendar.
to you, Ellendar.
Hey, GG's.
Well, that was a seed.
Yeah, Star was saying at the beginning this was going to be the opposite of the 15-minute seed. Right.
It was that, yeah. This was pretty bad.
I mean, I made it worse than it needed to be. Like, I had mismarked on my tracker that I had marked the location where that bridge is was where it went to Death Mountain. So when I went back and went to the bridge and it just led to the east again instead of Death Mountain, I was like, oh, I must have gotten confused and mismarked that. And then I'm like, well, where's Maze Island? Like, I figured Death Mountain would lead to Maze Island. I'm like, where is it? And I'm just searching everywhere. And it's like, yeah, no, it's exactly where I left it.
Yeah, it took you a little bit, too, to just dig it out of Death Mountain. Bob went in there a good little bit before you, and he wandered in Death Mountain for a good while. I got, I think, a pea bag out of Hammer Cave and a bait out of there.
Yeah, even knowing where Death Mountain was, I wasn't going to go there until the end anyway, because of how the seed was structured.
Yeah.
Because once I had found the east, it's sort of like, well, maybe there's another entrance to Maze Island. Maybe I have to go through Death Mountain, but either way, I can hold that off until the east was vanilla, so it was pretty open, and then the west, everything was like right at the start. So.
And yeah, 2 heart containers.
Yeah, I went looking for another one. Like a 3 I'm usually pretty comfortable with. And then it was just like, well, it's 2. Okay, well. At least those 1,000-point P bags from the bosses so you could overlevel.
Yeah. Hey Bob, GG.
Hey Bob.
Hey
GG.
guys. Man, that was a little brutal, guys. I don't know what to say about it, you know. Congrats to Ellendar. That was a good time, really good time considering the way it went.
Yeah, GG's. It was not a pleasant one.
No.
Bob did actually manage to get a heart container out of P6, by the way, Ellendar.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, that's the only way I made any progress at all. Once I did that, I had like level 5 life, and I actually could survive a hit or two, you know, but...
Once I got back to the west, I was already on pace to hit life 8, and I'm like, I'm not going to dig anymore. It's just going to be 2 heart containers.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I never found one. I think I cleared every check but the 2 Maze Island. I cleared every check but the 2 Maze Island checks, and I needed 4. There was 4 of the palace items I didn't have. So unless all of those were heart containers.
Yeah,
I'm missing a lot of magic jars and saw a ton of P bags. That might have been the only heart container in the seed.
It's entirely possible.
I think the only checks I didn't do Hammer Cave and Spec Rock, and I didn't do I didn't get the magic container locked item in New Casino, and I didn't get one of the 2 Maze Island items.
I did not notice how many magic containers it was for New Kasuto.
It was 6.
6.
And I never found a 6th. It's just 5 the whole seed.
There
Yeah,
might
me
have been
too.
another magic jar in there. But yeah, it's just wander around the map. Because the thing is, too, like, if you started with 2 items, so there would have been 2 additional junk items in the pool because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently all your junk items are P-Bags this seed, because that varies. And then there's the regular, I think, 4 junk items from vanilla, so that's 6, and then we saw a lot. I think we saw more than 6 P-Bags this seed. There were not.
I didn't.
There was a lot of them.
I was missing 3 containers, the child, the medicine, and the hammer with 7 checks left. So there was, at most, 1 hard container, which would have been the one Bob found.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, about what I figured.
So there was definitely only 3 left. There are only 3 total.
Yeah, I got the clue the child was Maze Island, but to be honest with you, I never found Maze Island. Like, I kept digging for it, and I never knew where the connector cave for it was.
It was in Death Mountain.
It was in Death... Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
I
Ellendar
felt...
did every single square inch of the east and the west looking for it.
I checked every single square inch of the east twice.
Holy crap.
Yeah, you did, actually.
I feel really bad. I didn't test completely what fire was, and I got to 4, and it just completely slipped my mind that like, I knew it was either spell or fire at that point from the testing I had done. And I should have just popped out and confirmed, and I left 4 when I could have just done it right then with fire reflect. And I spent a bunch of time retrekking, and then I feel like I full cleared like every dungeon except for GP. Like, I spent forever in 4.
Oh, yeah. 6 took forever, too, for both of you.
Yeah, 6 was...
Yes.
6 was absolutely brutal. Yeah. Like, I had to figure that's what took it so long to generate, because all of these levels were just so long. Like, just... Unless you pick just the perfect path on it.
I mean, it was P6 doing P6 things.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, if you picked the perfect path in P6, it was really short.
True. Yeah, to get to him, but I went all the way. Yeah, I went the long freaking way to get the item, and believe me, that took a lot. That took a lot of my time just getting up to it, because it was all the way at the tail end of the dungeon.
Yeah, I searched the whole, as far as I know, every single path off to the right from the start, and it's like, this is all useless. And then as soon as you go left, it's like, oh, here it is.
Yeah, I spent the longest in 6 and 5, but I did actually manage to beat both of them. But that was the only 2 that I got through. Oddly enough, those were the only 2 that I got through.
Oh, Rebo was... how was that Rebo?
Oh, that I'm glad that I have gotten good at resetting him. Because he took about 30 hits on whatever attack I had, and I had to reset him twice.
I only even got him off the horse one time, so and then I just gave up and was like, I'll come back at a higher level.
Yeah, he had so much life and he would not die. And I lost the pattern in the corner a couple times and had to reset him, but once I got him off the horse, he behaved and stood still for me.
Yeah, that was a super tanky Rebo.
Rebo was not nice now.
Yeah. If we didn't start with downstab, the sort of seed would have been much rougher, but thank goodness for that.
That was kind of its one saving grace, is you at least had it from the start.
Yeah. Though I suppose you could have probably picked it up fairly early if you really needed to. But
I mean, Jump was available kind of right off the start for free, right? So
yeah,
and,
Jump didn't work.
And Mito was real close to start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty friendly. I ended up getting upper thrust just for the heck of it, because I kept forgetting I had it and would sit there and try to hit attacks with it. So
it did end up being required.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yes, it did end up being required in GP.
Yeah, one of the community rooms turned up.
Oh, I bet I know which one it was too.
It was the one with the T-shaped block patterns,
right.
not the usual one. Yeah.
Oh, not the winding one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and not the S-shaped one. No, there is. for context, Stewart, there is a community variant of the usual up-stab, down-stab block. That's got like an S shape basically, so you really can't up-stab skip it, because good luck.
That's good, because I'm terrible at up-stab skip anyway.
It's really hard, but yeah, it's literally an S shape. It's very distinctive and very annoying when you see it.
It's a very distinctive room.
You'll know when you see it. It's immediately obvious. It's either an up-stab or down-stab block, depending on which direction you find it from. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the seed was just rough. At least you guys started with 4 lives.
I'm not complaining about that. I'll put it that way. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, definitely got down to 1 life on a number of occasions. Including that stupid room in GP. You like went up an elevator and there's 2 bird knights like right there,
yeah.
like, hi!
Oh.
Oh yeah.
You took a bunch of deaths to those bird knights. I'm actually curious what your final death counts were on this seed, because it had to be pretty bad.
When I saved before going out, the last save I took was right before I did end up finding Death Mountain, and that had 20 deaths.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So probably close to 30 after GP.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Well, I'm at 17 with 4 crystals left, so if that tells you anything, yeah.
It was not kind.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, this was just brutal.
Nasty seed. Like, you didn't even find Death Mountain. Like, we were discussing at one point, Trill was like, yeah, this will be an hour, and I'm like, no. No, this ain't.
If I remembered what Death Mountain was, I don't think I would have been sub-hour, but I think it would have been a lot closer. I would have.
As you were clearing out your 4th gem at like 50 minutes, I think, Ellendar?
Yeah.
Something like that. And
the actual routing of the seed wasn't that bad. I mean, Vanilla Shuffle East was being Vanilla Shuffle East, but I think I found all of the relevant transport caves pretty quickly.
Yeah, the Vanilla Shuffle East wasn't the worst, I think. One of the trolls I noticed was that the water tile location from Vanilla is your only way to P4.
Yeah, and there were 2 different palaces that required pass-throughs into Death Mountain. Or into Valley of Death.
Yeah, that was rude. Yeah, because I don't remember if you found this spot, but P4 was also in the Valley of Death, and you had to go all the way up to the Vanilla Water Tile location. That path is really not obvious. Way.
See, that's kind of why I was like, I'm just gonna call it, because like I could see the other when I found Palace 1, I could see Palace 4 next to it, and I knew that had to be 4, and I'm like, I had no idea how to get there, so that was. Yeah, that water tile was one of the next things I was going to go back and try, but that just never occurred to me that would be the path to get there.
Oh yeah, and that was your only way there. It was the only connector cave. There was another connector cave near P4, but that just dead-ended straight away.
Yeah, that just dead-ended to Vanilla GP.
Yep.
Okay. And see, the Death Mountain thing is frustrating, because I went through so many caves in Death Mountain and never found it, because I actually went and did the bottom of the Hammer Cave, and it was disappointing. It was a pea bag.
Yeah, it was all the way east across the caldera, and then you had to go north and then east, and then go north a bit to another cave that went west into the one spot that it was in.
I know what you're talking about, because that was right where the Hammer Cave was, and I up-A'd when I got the Hammer Cave items.
Yeah, it was a mess.
It was just a whole giant mess.
The River Devil was required, though. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, shout out to those boots locked flute over on the west there.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting.
And
it's very much required today, both for that flute and for the water tile location being your only way to a palace. Vanilla Shuffled always tends to do some really weird things, because the vanilla game is like very segmented.
It's
And
very
how the
segmented, very
segments-
linear.
Mhm. And when you get vanilla shuffled, how the different segments connect can get pretty weird.
Yeah, I really like Vanilla Shuffled. It's one of my favorite things on Max Rando. So I'm glad to see it showing up.
It's a very interesting layout. It definitely has its trolls, though.
I tend to actually like to play vanilla item shuffle with it, and then do the connector caves. And yeah, some of those have been my longest seeds. You know, just because what you have to do to get around to one, go all the way through Death Mountain to get to Maze Island, to go through Maze Island to get to East Continent, the upper part of the East Continent, and then down. So it can be brutal.
Yeah.
Well, any final thoughts, Ellendar? Bob?
All I'd say is I hope my next one goes a little bit easier than this. I'm still fairly new to the game, so I'm new to the Rando with it. I've played Zelda 2 forever, but so a lot of this is just doing it for fun for me anyway. But I've enjoyed it. You know, it's been a good one. This is the first Max Rando tournament I've done, but it's the second overall Z2R tournament.
Yeah. You did pretty alright with the seed. It just sucked.
Oh, it's brutal, yeah.
Yeah, and this puts you in a good spot, Ellendar. I believe it's 3 wins out of 5 Swiss rounds to move on to brackets, so 1 down is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I can still lose a lot of runs, a lot of really good players in this tournament. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. So good luck to you both in the future rounds.
Good luck, both of you.
Thank y'all very much.
And yeah, any last words from you, Stuart, before I take us out?
I will say that it's been a while since I've done Z2R Max Rando, but Max Rando is the fun part for Z2R for me, and I'm glad that it wasn't a 0 crystal 5-minute seed with 2 runbacks. I'm glad that it was a seed that had some meat to it.
Yeah. And thanks for the come, Stuart. Hope to see you back soon. Glad to have you back around. Yeah, I think that'll be about it. So give our runners here a follow. Thank you, both Ellendar and bobtheelder. Thanks also to my co-com Stuart and to our tracker, BKPKT Patrick.
Good night, everybody.
Yep. Let's see. Coming up ahead on the ZSR schedule, that is it for us tonight. Tomorrow, if we can find volunteers, I know this is really rather early for Z2R, considering most of ours are night owls. I know I won't be available, unfortunately. We've got ourselves Sinus vs. Trails at 1 p.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. Eastern, we've got the Z2R weekly race. And then Wednesday, we have fun. There's a triple header scheduled for Wednesday. We've got 3 separate races back to back to back at 8, 9:30, and 11 p.m. Eastern. We first got TH versus Animist, then J Cobra versus Moo Mooney, and then Dr. J PhD versus Arnax to wrap out the night. If we can get some volunteers, that should be a really fun time. It looks like we've got another double header Thursday at 8 and 10 p.m. Eastern, and more races besides. And that's it for us here. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're going to go over and say hi to Tenacious Toad. He is currently doing some Ocarina of Time Randomizer, a random settings league race here. Their variant of Max Rando, preparing for their tournament starting up next month. Let's see how that's holding up, and thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night.